Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I'm re-recording this. I made a mistake just now. The visual box did not appear, so I had to redo the lecture. Okay, now when we talk about impromptu speech, many people are scared. That's why you have to make it so sudden. You have to prepare everything within a few minutes. Okay, so by understanding what are the components in impromptu speech, you will be more prepared. You would be more ready to come up with an impromptu speech. Okay, now let's talk about the differences, the similarities, and a few tips to handle impromptu speech. Okay, first topic, the differences. Okay, we're talking about the differences between impromptu speech and the prepared speech. Okay, prepared speech, you are normally given maybe a few days before for you to prepare. Okay, but for impromptu, you have only worked like 2 to 3 minutes to come up with an outline. Okay, and straight away present to your audience. Okay, this is mostly in not a really formal occasion. Okay, where the things that you share are mostly about familiar topics, familiar contents, things that you already have the general knowledge. And you're given 2 to 3 minutes, okay, and you deliver within 3 to 5 minutes, okay, and topics are normally familiar and easy ones, no complicated topics. Okay. Similarities, okay, both would require audience. If you don't have audience, then you're not giving a speech, you're doing a monologue to yourself. Okay, and when preparing, right, it's good for you to bear in mind that what is the intention of giving the speech? What's the purpose? Are you doing it to inform people about something, new information? Like, are you explaining certain engineering concepts? Okay, are you there to entertain people? Okay, maybe there's an intermission between sessions and you're there to just to entertain the audience, not to make them feel, like anxious waiting for, someone. And you can also persuade using your speech. Okay, this is normally common when you're doing a promotion, okay, when you are demonstrating a product. And even though it's impromptu, you're still required to have some sort of organization. This is actually good in the sense that it helps you to put a structure to your speech. When you don't have the organization, right, you will have the tendency to keep on rambling, okay, without having a certain direction in your speech. Okay, and yes, you still need to give supporting evidence. Okay, you still need to give supporting evidence. Okay, but this evidence are normally things revolving in your life. Oh my God, there's so many advertisements coming in. Okay, and since we have the organization, you are required to have introduction and conclusion. Subhanallah. Okay, now since you are going to prepare within 2 to 3 minutes, it's good to know what are the strategies or the approaches that can help you with whatever topic given to you. What's this? Okay, the first strategy is you can actually state your stand or preference if this particular approach is suitable with your topic. For example, if you're given a topic, extreme sports, okay, do you think it's good? Do you think it's dangerous? Okay, start by stating your stand or your preference. Okay, then you can further develop your points, your arguments according to your stand. If you like it, then you justify why do you like it. Okay? The second approach is for you to explain the components, right? If you're given one topic, right, you can actually think of what are the important components that make up that topic. If you talk about extreme sports, what are the things that you can talk about extreme sports? You can talk about the requirements before you do certain sports. What do you need to have? Okay, in terms of precaution, in terms of the benefits of it. Okay, and the third approach is you can use timeline, you can use chronology. Okay, you can choose to talk about the development of something from past, present to the possibility in the future. Okay, so for future, you can actually play with some creativity, okay, because this is you are based your prediction according to whatever is present. For example, if you talk about the television, okay, how it used to be 20 years back and how it is now, and what's the future for television? Perhaps in 5 years, 10 years, how would you predict television would be like? Okay, maybe the technology, the physicality of the television. Okay, these are the things that you can share with your audience. Structure, okay, for structure, since we mentioned that we need to have a structure, right? This is actually to help you when you are preparing the outline. Okay, you have the intro, main point, minimum one supporting detail. Okay, many people tend to omit this. Okay, but you know, when you have minimum one supporting detail, preferably two, okay, you actually elaborate and you will actually not finish too quick as compared to the time given to you. And don't ever forget to conclude. You don't want to end too abruptly. Okay, conclude. Okay, some tips. People love storytelling, so why not tell stories? Okay, stories are not necessarily true stories. You can make up stories. You can share anecdotes. Okay, and also bear in mind, it won't be interesting if you just reproduce information that you get from Google, from Wikipedia. Okay, give something that is new or extra for the audience, and most of the time, right, your own opinion would matter, because it's not like a fact that they can simply get from anywhere else. Okay, so when you have something that is extra in your speech, that will actually gain their interest. Okay, that will actually give them the motivation to listen to you until the end. Okay, and engagement. All right, giving a speech is very much about engaging with audience. How do you get engagement? Okay, you ask them questions, you involve them with your discussion. Okay, you can ask questions like, can I see how many of you here have not taken your breakfast, for example. Okay, or questions that is directly related to your topic. For example, how many of you here are into extreme sports? Okay, so you can actually get their participation and notice that, well, they're now listening to you. Okay, so this is very important, because you don't want to be there delivering a speech while people are not really listening to you. They're just being there. Okay, so there's no point in it, right? I think that's it for Western. Okay. I would like to share with you this video, how the assessment will be done. Okay, this is a video I've taken from YouTube. Okay, you see the girl, she's got the question, the topic, so now she's preparing. Okay, she is trying to come up with the outline as we talked about just now. Okay, here is when you decide the approach that you want to use. Okay, and come up with the main points, supporting details, the introduction, conclusion. Alright, so I would advise you to come up with a mind map or a draft outline. Be focused. Okay, don't get distracted with the examiner if he keeps on telling you you have 20 seconds left. Okay, don't get distracted. Okay, she's almost done. There she is. Right, she's talking about monkey, right? So that's a story that she is sharing with the audience. So as I mentioned, storytelling will never disappoint you in engaging with the audience. People would love to hear. For example, your topic might be about something academics, but you talk about monkey. So people would be, further interested to listen to you. Okay, as for non-verbal communication, it doesn't matter what speech you are doing, prepared or impromptu speech, the tips are all the same. You can use gestures, okay? You have good posture, alright? You have good eye contact with your audience, okay? What else? Your facial expression will follow whatever points that you are talking about, okay? And your vocal variation. You're not monotonous. You play with the tone depending on the point that you're highlighting. So, if you observe all this, you can come up with a good impromptu speech. Alright, that's for the YouTube video. I guess that's it. Okay, so I'll see you next week for the impromptu speech assessment. So hopefully this would give you a heads up to prepare for the speech. Right now, where do I end? Thank you so much. Bye.